Finally made it.
Finally made it.
As promised, straight from the Devil's Den in Brooklyn, New York, USA. I'm here with my buddy, Blase Michael Lizzmore. Michael?
What's up, everybody?
So yeah, Michael and I know each other for about 20 years. And tell the story about how we met.
Oh, man. Wow, it's a beautiful story. My son and I, we went up to Harlem because we heard about the Another Great Day in Harlem, which that was a piggyback off of the old iconic picture of all of the jazz greats who took a picture on Strivers Row, all the great musicians up there. And this was a tribute to honor the pioneers of R&B and doo-wop. So my son and I, come here for a minute.
The son, we have the son as well.
My son right here.
How you doing?
Michael.
Say hello to the coolest Facebook people on earth.
Hey, how's it going?
Oh, my groovy music lovers, man.
Yeah, how y'all doing?
The hippest for the hip.
Exactly. This is my mini me, but my maxi he. He's his own man.
How about everybody else?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
These cats just filmed me for about an hour telling my story about working in the music industry. So here's
Introduce yourself.
the main dude.
Cameraman, Manato Zakmayan. Nice to meet you.
Okay,
And
there you go.
there he is.
Shio, this is Two Feathers. Hello, nice to meet everybody. Donada.
Okay,
Beautiful, beautiful.
so continue.
Okay, and so we went up to Harlem, the State Building on 125th Street, and everybody was gathering, in front of the building because, everybody wanted to kind of congregate there and, kind of get to see old friends and what have you. So we were standing there, and somebody asked me, I think it was Timothy.
Timothy Wilson.
Timothy Wilson. He said, "Who are you?" And I said, "I had a record called Promise That You'll Wait." And Steve jumped in because Steve was standing there, and he said, "Oh yeah, Michael Lizzmore." He said, "I got that record, blah 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 blah." And from then on, man, we've been friends, and we kicked it all day. There were so many people up there. The Dubs, oh my goodness, Baby Washington, Barbara Jean English, Jimmy Castor.
The Jewels.
The Jewels.
The
were
Jewels
there.
were singing in the street a cappella on Strivers Row. They were absolutely incredible.
Absolutely.
And they had TV crews there from all over the world. They had a German TV crew there, and here's the Jewels just sitting on the steps of some brownstone singing, like back in the doo-wop days.
Yeah.
Singing under the street lamp.
Under the street lamp.
It was really cool, man. It was a great day, and then we went to the Schomburg after that, and there was a concert, and we got to see Baby Washington sing, and a whole bunch of other people. The 5 discs.
Yes. Yeah.
Did They Never Let Me Go, which was fantastic. It was a great day. And then eventually we went down to, I don't know, about a year later, I guess, we went down to the Smithsonian Institute.
That's right.
Because they unveiled the official photo of the event. And it was very impressive, man. You were just hanging out in the street. You didn't know what was going on. You thought this was just going to be like an event, and that was the end of it. And the picture winds up in the Smithsonian. It's incredible, incredible. So that's how Michael and I met. And we've just been here talking about, Michael's got a lot of great stories, man. He was personal friends with Jackie Wilson, and he was just telling me some stories that are incredible, which are probably going to be in a book that Michael's going to be put together soon. And I can't wait to see that.
Oh, it's, I would call it a tome because you can't write about Jackie Wilson, and half step. It's a never-ending story. You know what I'm saying? It's just so much involved with writing something like that. But the man meant so much to me, and he was my greatest inspiration, you know. When I first heard that voice, I was just a little toddler, and my mother, God rest her, saw that, you know, how it impacted me. And she went out to the record store and bought Lonely Teardrops and brought it home to me. And I played it over and over and over and over until I learned every word, every nuance, every high note, every low note, every in-between note. I lived and breathed Jackie Wilson, you know, so needless to say, he was my greatest inspiration. That just carried with me my whole life. And I met him, before I met him, when I was about maybe 10 years old, I heard that we used to get the Jet magazine. And I read in there that Jackie Wilson would be appearing at the Apollo. So I got on the phone information back then and got the number for the Apollo. And when they gave me the number, I called the Apollo. And when the lady answered, I said, I'm calling for Jackie Wilson. She said, you know, you're calling the theater on 42nd Street.
Yeah.
And she said, I said, oh, okay, there's an Apollo on 42nd Street. So I went back to information, got the real Apollo. I said, I want the one on 125th Street in Harlem. So the lady gave me the number. I called collect for Jackie Wilson.
Collect.
Yeah, I called collect. And whoever answered the phone, they said, hey, Jackie, and I could hear him in the background. He said, yes. He said, you have a collect call from somebody named Michael Lizzmore. Sounds like a kid. And he said, what? You know, so that time he didn't accept the call. Maybe a week later, I called again. And they said, hey, man, this is that kid again. And he got on the phone. He answered the phone. And I told him, I said, I'm a great fan. He said, how old are you? I told him I was about 10. And he said, well, I'll be, you know. And we talked, we hit it right off. And I asked him, when would he be in Jacksonville? And he asked August Sims, he said, what's the itinerary? When will we be in Jacksonville, Florida? And he told him, and he told me when they would be there. And I told him, I said, I'll be there. And he said, would your mother let you? You know, and I said, I'll be there. And he said, good, I'll see you there, you know. And sure enough, when he came, I was there, man. And I met him in person, met everybody, you know.
So was he your inspiration?
He was my inspiration.
To start singing?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I was already, like, even before I heard Jackie, I was already around the house, like humming and singing and all like that, you know, but I had not heard Jackie yet. So when I heard him, that just took it to another level. Mm-hmm. You know, I heard other people, you know, singing. And I can't really remember who all that was, but those who came before Jackie, right in that same time span, you know. But when I heard that voice, you know, it was like hypnotic, man. It just did something to me, you know.
So how did you come to do the song Promise That
You'll Wait? Okay. Yeah. When I met Jackie, we were in his dressing room in Florida, and you know, there were other people there. Nat Tarnapool was there.
Brunswick
Records, his manager. There were other shady characters in there. And Jackie introduced me to Nat. And he said, meet my manager, Nat Tarnapool. And he said to Nat, he said, he sings real good. And he wants to know if there's anything you can do, you know. And he got behind Nat, and he kind of gave me a no, you know, like, don't do it. You know what I'm saying? Like a wink, wink. And I picked up on that. So he didn't really want me to, follow up with that. And he always told me after that, that he didn't want me caught up in that. Anyway, so Nat said, well, I can't do anything for you unless you were in New York or somewhere, And I told him I would be in New York, as soon as I get out of high school. Sure
So you
enough,
were real young.
well, at that time, I was about maybe 15.
Yeah.
I came to New York 2 years later when I was 17. Okay, now, when I came to New York, I entered the Apollo Theater amateur show. And I won over there for like 4 weeks in a row.
Damn, nice.
Yeah, 4 weeks in a row.
That's an accomplishment for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah. And I
And
met,
how was the crowd?
oh, the crowd was vicious, man.
Yeah, right?
they would throw things and knock your head off,
But they liked you. Did they like you?
They loved me.
There you go.
They loved me. And the song that I sang was Stand By Me, the way that Spider Turner did it, imitating all the voices.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Billy Stewart, David Ruffin, Jackie Wilson, everybody.
Did you have a track for that, or
No, I had Reuben Phillips Band.
no kidding?
Yeah, Reuben Phillips Band.
And they had the arrangement.
They knew the song,
Yeah.
and I guess they had the music because when you got on there, they had to have music to play. You did it in advance. They knew what you were going to sing. So I guess they maybe went to Colony Records where you were
Yeah.
and got the sheet music.
Did you guys rehearse?
A little bit, not too much, because
Wow.
Honey Coles, famous tap dancer, he really took to me, man, and he said, man, you're gonna win this thing every time. And he said, we don't need a whole lot of rehearsal with you. He said, I heard you in the hallway singing it and everything, and he said, they got it. And sure enough, when I took to the stage, they knew the song, and
That took guts, man.
yeah, it took guts, man. Yeah,
Not rehearsing too much.
Exactly.
And, at the Apollo.
at the Apollo,
In
man.
front of a volatile crowd.
Oh, they were volatile, and they didn't
Wow.
play no games.
So,
They didn't play games. They would throw things, and it wouldn't be just napkins. They would throw. I think when they were coming in, they would find things to have in a bag or something so they could throw it at people. Because I've seen
Yeah.
people running off that stage. I mean, dodging, like empty cans and everything. Little kids and everything. They didn't have mercy on anybody. And that's why they say if you make it at the Apollo, you.
So how did it feel for you to
It
be standing on that stage
Oh,
where
it
so
felt-
many legends?
it felt right at home
before.
for me, because in my mind I had already been on that stage mentally years before, because I used to read up about the Apollo and I knew everything about it. And when I finally got on that stage, I just felt right at home, And one of the weeks when I won, the Emotions, they came backstage and they told me how good I was, and they tried to get me with them because they introduced me to their father, who was their manager at the time. And they said, why don't you come on out here with us? But at that time, every week that I won, I had a lot of people coming after me, cards and, and people trying to pull me to the side, pulling back and forth. So I was confused. So I wound up going with Capitol Records, Phil Colbert, and kept winning. And I finally signed with Capitol Records. And I was supposed to, when you win 4 weeks in a row, the deal was that you would get a week's work on the regular show and pay. Okay, around the time that I won,
Pay.
Yeah, and pay. Yeah, that was the deal back then. But
I guess it was worth it.
oh yeah. I mean, each time I won, they gave you a whopping $25 in a brown little envelope, like those church envelopes. And I guess back then that was like a nice little pocket change or whatever, and I still have 2 of those envelopes from way back then. And I went over to the Apollo, me and my son, and we were hanging out with Billy Mitchell up there. He's Mr. Apollo. He's the ambassador. He's the tour guide, and Billy's been there forever. And I showed him the envelopes, and he couldn't believe it. He said, "Man, are you serious? You know, you still got these envelopes after all these years?" I said, "I had 4, but now I don't know how I even managed to hang on to 2, and I didn't really know that I still had them. And I was looking through some stuff one day, and they fell out or something. But he was flabbergasted that I still had those 2 envelopes. And as far as Capitol is concerned, and doing the Promise That You'll Wait, my manager, Phil Colbert, he heard my voice and he loved it. And he said, "Now we got to find some material for you." So the guy, Skip Jackson, had a group called the Shantons.
Right. Do you know about the label they were on? There was a label called Dotmar.
Dotmar, yeah.
Do you know what that stands for?
No, I never knew that.
Probably the people who own the label.
Probably
Abbreviations of their name.
Right, probably. I never knew.
That record goes for a lot. Your record today probably goes for around a couple of $100.
Yeah, I've seen it.
And the Skip Jackson as well. The Skip Jackson goes for a lot of money too.
Yeah, I've seen that record as high. One site had it a few years back for $750. And a couple of months later, when I went on there, they said it had been sold.
Wow.
Yeah,
Too bad you didn't get it.
Yeah, I know. And so I
look at this. Wait a minute. My cat. He wants to get on the camera. Man. Come here, Alfie. This is Alfie, everybody.
Hey, Alfie, he's a star.
All right, you got your 15 minutes, right? Okay, Alfie. What's it all about?
So anyway, he found that record, Skip Jackson. We met Skip, and when Skip heard me singing it, he said, "God damn."
He was kind of an albino.
He was kind of albino guy,
right?
Yeah, he was.
Yeah,
but he's a nice guy, though,
And did they have anything to do with what's his name? The guy from Jersey City who had the record store. Stan Krause.
Yeah, Stan Krause.
He produced Skip Jackson.
Yeah, he and Stan were. Right? Yeah, they did some things together. Yeah, Stan recently died.
Yeah, I know. I know. Yeah, he was a nice guy. Kind of, I liked him because he was moody.
Yeah, he was.
I used to go in his store, and I never knew which Stan Krause was going to meet me.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean? Because we used to sell the Rhythm Review tickets there.
Right.
So I used to have to go there and give him tickets, and then go back and pick up the money.
Right.
And the way I kept him in check was every time I came, I would make him a CD of like rare soul music and stuff. And
soften him up a little bit.
He had to be nice. Thank you so much. But yeah, he also produced the Persuasions.
The Persuasions,
right?
Yeah. Sure did.
He was.
Sure did. We went over there, my manager and I, and that's where we got that copy of the record from. And they played it, and I said, "I like this," So Horace Ott,
the great
Horace Ott.
He used to come into Colony also.
Yeah.
Horace Ott.
Wow. Oh yeah.
Great arranger.
Oh man.
Producer.
Great arranger, man. And he, when we got that record, Promise That You'll Wait, I saw what Skip had done with it, and I didn't intentionally set out to try and compete or anything. I just did what I do, And when Horace heard me do a dry run, he said, "Oh man," he said, "Woo, you tearing this thing up," So we practiced it, and he put me in his car, in his Cadillac, and we got on the highway, went over to Montclair, New Jersey. And my manager said, "Horace must really like you, man, because Horace don't take nobody to his house, And from that time on, it went on. And from that time on, reload.